meeting to order at 19:37. I wrote 7. Roll call, Matt Hona.
Mark Albert.
Chris Williams.
Chris Phillips. Chris Worland.
Okay. Anything to add to the agenda? The only thing I would have could be good of the order, but as Chris alluded to, one of the things I forgot about at the Stronger Together was there was some discussion. Would say discussion. There wasn't discussion there. It came out that this other group had figured out a way to run their meetings concurrently at the same time. I don't know how they did that, but
Legally?
yes, something maybe we could talk about, and it could be good of the order. We'll just leave it on the good of the order. That was a mouthful.
The chief sent out some information on the water pressure situation. Is that something that the board needs to address tonight?
List, but we could put that on old business number 2. Water pressure. Okay. Any other additions? No. Motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Okay, been moved by
CJ.
I'll second it.
seconded by Chris. Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. Folks comment? Financial information.
Like I brought up in the prior meeting, the only thing I saw was there was a minor $36 maintenance charge that was billed to Medic that should be on the fire side. That's the only thing I saw.
Any other edits or changes to the finances needed? I would entertain a motion to approve the financials with the amendment.
I'll move that.
Second.
Okay. Moved by Mark, second by Greg. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ready. Payment of the bills.
I move we pay him.
Move to pay them.
I second it.
Chris, Greg. Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Minutes from last meeting. So while we're on the minutes of the last meeting, it was kind of a funny looking transcript. I guess a question I have is, and I know some other entities are doing this, but if our meeting is posted on YouTube verbatim with what was done, can we use that video as our quote unquote approvable minutes? And it's there in its entirety. There won't be any edits or anything because that's a recording of what happened. Minutes have edits because someone needs more context or something was misattributed. That's a video record. It says what we said. Can we just approve that as our?
That's a
Yes,
good question. Public meeting law allows for that?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You have to have a document that says that you see it and where it can be found, and then sign the document so that you can accept it as the minutes. But yes, that can certainly serve as minutes.
So I would, if everyone's on board, I would propose having a document that we could just change the date to the meeting date that says our meeting minutes are posted at our YouTube channel at this following blah, blah, blah. This is where it is. And we can have our signatory at the bottom of that page, and then we just fill out a new one every meeting. This is the meeting, we're approving it today.
Times 2,
Yes, ma'am.
please and thank you.
So in absence of that document, do we need to wait till next month to approve it? Or can we go ahead and give our approval this month?
So all I have for the meeting minutes is the transcript and scarf Matt's notes from, just like he's doing right now, from last month. That's all I have.
Yeah.
And
who approved what and blah, blah, blah. So
I can put together, or we'll have a form made, and then have that ready for next month's meeting.
That was literally cut and pasted out of YouTube, just like I was talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering if we need to hold off a month on approving the December minutes. Until we have that document. That's my only question.
yeah, I think we can do that. The only, God, it's picking up all the us. I'm reading them right now.
Told you it is, yep, worse than all.
The bad habit. Very guilty of that habit. I think we could sign this or this because it has the roll call, the votes, the votes, and when we ended the meeting. This is literally the transcript of it. We'd have to sign. I don't think it really matters, honestly. If we want to table the minutes until next month with the form, then I think we just do 2-for-1 and call it good.
I would caution about signing the transcript because having read through a couple of the pages, it doesn't pick up everything. Like, for example, in roll call, it didn't catch my last name. So I'm like, okay, there's some things, and then some of the approve without, if somebody, like, if Matt doesn't reiterate that it was, a motion was moved by this person, seconded by this person, then it didn't pick some of that up. From just, like I said, just a couple pages that I read, I'm like, okay, I get why we have that. But if we can approve the video minutes, I think that's a better option than signing this when there's obviously some things that are missing out of it.
Mark, you can write that, the video will capture everything.
All right. Table till next month
Fair enough.
for the forum. Perfect. Another,
That was a big long one though.
Stronger Together is on here. There was one more thing that and maybe I'll just bring it up now since it's there instead of good of the order. I picked up in Chief Nice talk when they were, and they may still do it with the IGA entity, but when part of their alignment process between the two initial boards that got together was to try to streamline business and effectively what they were doing. And I'm pretty sure he said what they started to do was running concurrent meetings. So they call them, they're both scheduled at the same time. They're in the same place with the same people and they run them at the exact same time. I'm pretty sure I heard him say that. And I looked at, and we both all had the same thought at the same time. We should be doing this. I do think I think how we're doing it now has trended us in the right direction. We're all around the table. We're all here a little bit early and we stay a little bit late. But if we can streamline that even more to run the two meetings concurrently at the same time, have board business for board A, board business for board B, all through the stuff, one agenda that has those things, the appropriate board votes on the appropriate things for those things. That would be another step in the right direction. I do think there is some homework to figure out whether SDA will say yes or no. Because I was one of the ones that was told initially, no, you can't do that. You can run it back to back and you can do a lot of similar stuff, but you got to have separate meetings. And this gentleman was like, hey, we just do the same meeting and blah, blah, blah.
And didn't they have 3 entities that were a part of that meeting?
Yes,
They,
the two that combined and the third one that's the tiny one.
Mm-hmm.
so someone else is doing it. There's some homework to do. I guess I would ask, would everybody be supportive of that?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll do some checking.
Yeah.
I won't promise next month, but maybe we can get there, downstream in a few months.
That'd be great.
That'd be good. I'll do some research on it and find out. George Dunkel additionally told us that we couldn't do that. So, but Terry's doing it, so there's gotta be a legal way for that to happen.
I just Googled it, and of course the AI overview, take it or leave it, it does say that Oregon Public Meeting Law generally does not prohibit 2 separate, properly notice public meetings of different governing bodies from running concurrently, provided each meeting meets a specific legal requirements that does not prevent public attendance or violate rules against serial communications. And then it has a whole list of things that need to be taken into.
Which we're probably already doing. We just have to make sure that if
Yeah.
this happens, that those things still happen.
Sure.
Those legalities still are done.
So how do you differentiate between the different businesses, not all do the same thing? I'm just trying to figure out how in the world.
It's a good question. I'll find out.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
that
there's
top
more,
Section is mine, and then the next section is yours.
But when you get into all the conversations.
Well, if it's about a fire truck
well,
or an
yeah,
employee, that's
I'm
fireside.
very curious.
well, essentially, we'd have. I would envision it with one agenda with multiple topics, just like we do. Some. You just have different decision bodies for the appropriate topics. You'd have one set of minutes, it's one meeting, they're just running concurrently. There's more homework to do for sure, right?
But you could have a discussion about the financials and then medic votes to approve theirs, fire votes to approve theirs, but you've just discussed it
You've already
once.
discussed it once, so-
Yeah, yeah, I like it.
So general support for that. Chris and I will do a little homework.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, water pressure at the station was the other one I wrote down there.
So we were told we were gonna get 3 bids back. We've only gotten 1 back. And it's a lot less money than we were previously told. We were previously told around 50, and this bid came back at $9,800. And I just about did gymnastics because I thought, wow, we can solve this problem for $9,800. And I just about called Matt and said, anyhow, we don't have the other 2 bids, and so far we've only gotten the 1 back.
I mean, but you've asked for them.
Oh
It's
boy.
been at least 60 days, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Then that's due diligence.
Yep.
Move forward.
That will be done.
Okay, is that over the limit?
It's we're way over.
Okay, so I would, entertain a motion to allow chief to procure remedy the water situation at 98,
I think it's about $9,800.
up to $10,000 to fix the water situation.
So let everybody know,
Still
I'm sorry,
moved.
man. So let everybody knows, they're talking about putting a small motor inside the mechanical room that's about 1 horsepower, and it's gonna give 35 PSI. I think I'm remembering right. And they can do it all right there. There's no trenching, there's no ding, there's
That's
no,
perfect.
it's all right there. Now there's a lot of chrome brass pipe craziness that the guy and the person from Anderson Perry said was giving him instruction, but we're gonna get, in the end, we're gonna get proper water pressure, and that's what a lot of things are gonna be better.
So my one question is, will that pump be adjustable in the future? If we find that 35 is not adequate for newer equipment, newer machines,
I'm not sure
To the
if it's
point.
useful.
where we don't have to go and spend another 10 grand to get another new pump that pushes out more.
I'm not sure if it's adjustable. I don't remember him saying that, but I do remember them saying when I told them we were told no less than 30 and whatever and this was going to add about 35 psi, and we were going to be right in that 65 to 75.
Oh,
We were going to
Yeah,
be right in
just
that.
up to standard, whatever kind of standard pressure it is. right?
More standard, yes.
It's got full. So moved.
Second,
Okay, the moved by Greg. Seconded by Chris. Any
Thank
further discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0, for. Okay. Moving into the next one, new business. Big topic, accounts payable admin position.
Starts Tuesday.
Yes, so the temp agency starts Tuesday. Again, that's a temporary fix. We still have the future to think about. We still have other things. I guess I would start off by Tony's in the room, so I gotta be careful. I was hoping that we'd have a few months of the IGA with the city of Pendleton to kind of look, make sure things are going good and hey, everything's nice. When the city of Pendleton originally quoted us the IGA for to take on all of the business, including accounts payable, in addition to what we have them doing now, I believe that number was 145. That
Twenty, if I remember right,
remember?
145.
Yeah. So that would be an additional 45,000 over what we have now. If we can hire a part-time person for less than that, then financially that's probably smarter business, right?
Sure.
We'll also put somebody in our building.
Yes, and so given the fact that a part-time employee typically doesn't cost as much as a full-time employee, we have a lot of the duties scribed out by Joanne. We know what the temp is kind of providing in the meantime. I think there may be some interested people in the community that might be looking for a part-time job. So those things might be lining up to get us there. So I just wanted to open a discussion about whether we hire that or we look at other options. So there should be some discussion.
I believe even if the costs were the same, we ought to manage our own money. And there are two people that are interested in the live in Athena that have been vetted and could either one, I think, do an exceptionally good job. It would have to be open, of course, to the public, and I would want to see that, and I would just have them, if we decide to go that direction, they're thrown in the mix and see how they rate. They may be the better or they may not. I can tell you their names if you're interested, but it really, at this point, that doesn't matter. That's my feeling. I think as long as we can manage our own money, I think we're better off.
I sort of agree with Greg. However, I also think that we need somebody. I mean, it's okay to outsource, but there's certain things that we need one-on-one, and we need someone here at the desk. And so if we have somebody willing and able part-time to be here versus shipping it off, I think we need to at least vet that part first.
Well, I think it's more than vet that part. Our options, we were pursuing an IGA with the city of Weston to do that. That didn't hold.
Yeah.
We have the ability to amend the IGA with the city of Pendleton if they're still willing. We haven't even talked to them to see if they're still willing. Being new into the IGA with them, ideally we'd have more time,
But that's not gonna put somebody at the front door.
No, it's not gonna put somebody at the front door. It would not do that. I think there's some other things that might streamline eventually, but if the intent is, well, we know what the intent is to get the bills paid at the end of the month. I with everything else kind of sitting where it is, I think there's value in flying a position open competitively for a part-time position. But again, that needs to be managed to a set of hours every week so that we only have a part-time person and we're not, hey, this person, oh, we've got, hey, and pretty soon we've got somebody who's working 40 hours a week. And we can't, that isn't in the budget to do.
So I can guarantee you, Matt, there won't be job creep. I can guarantee it.
So
What's the harm with just staying with somebody provided by a employment agency?
They're costing us about $37 an hour because the employment express personnel, they're getting their money, and then the individual that's getting their money.
What's it cost us to employ somebody with those skills?
They're paying this person right around $25, $26, $27 an hour.
And then
They're throwing on top of that there.
right, and then you've got about 11 10 to 11% for payroll taxes on top of that.
Not
If we employed that.
if
person.
we employ him.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Probably costs us around 29 or 30 an hour.
My personal experience in hiring temps through administrative temps is good. That's excellent. But if bookkeeping, it's very poor. And the city has just gone through two examples of that, where we're spending lots of money and we've lost grant opportunities because of it. Nobody's gonna give grants to somebody that can't manage their money. Of course.
No,
And
that's
so,
true.
I mean, I wouldn't. And so,
And they went through an employment agency.
they went through employment
Okay.
agency both times. The problem with employment agency, bookkeeping, as you know, certainly is dicey. You know, you can't cut corners. You just can't cut.
Yep.
If it's time to go home and you're not quite done, you just got to finish it tomorrow. You can't. And so employment agencies, almost all of these people working part-time want a full-time job. And so they want to be employed. They're gonna shine the apple to try to make it look better than it is, maybe. Or not tell you if they don't know the answer. I don't like it.
Yep, I can do that. Yep, I can do that.
Yeah.
I've heard that word, so yep, I can do that.
Yeah, that's just my personal experience. I mean, everybody here at the table, or many people here at the table have had a long experience and have different, different results. I'd like to see us go out and hire a part-time person. First of all, define the job and then assign somebody to make sure, somebody from the board and somebody from the staff to make sure there's no mission creep. Because that is a very certain thing to happen if you don't prohibit it. And I think we just ought to go out and hire somebody part-time. Then if we find out if it's not working, then we can always look to shift it over to Pendleton, but I don't like that.
Yeah,
I do.
care to share?
I feel like we've got the temp coming on for this moment in time. We already know we've got a couple people that we could at least interview. Let's post that job. Let's interview and see what we find out.
Right?
How long? Well, we haven't even seen this temp person.
To me, the temp agency is a short term.
Mhm.
That's,
I concur.
that's up to 4
Let's
months.
go out.
Did we sign an agreement with the temp agency for a minimum amount of time?
No, and usually if it's through Express, then after 3 months, then automatically they can roll onto your own payroll and go from there.
If you hire the temp, if you give them a full-time job, or if you hire them inside the first 6 months, then there's an extra penalty that you have to pay to Express.
Or we didn't have to, we just, at Pendleton Floors just had 3 months and then they rolled onto ours, but this was a while ago,
I believe that.
so.
When I worked for Harold Shepherd, he bought my contract out. And it was huge.
He
Bought my contract out before my 6 month.
But if it's the right person, they're worth it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
So there is a little bit of unknown with that, but we do have short-term crisis covered.
Yeah.
So from what I'm hearing, the plan forward is to apply the position.
Yep.
Job duties are posted, get a part-time position posted up to X amount of hours a week. I think we put in a salary window. Depending on experience, here to here.
Has to have experience.
Yeah.
Don't hire anybody that's never kept books before.
I checked with and Chris run everything past the city.
So we do have HR with the city. There is a process for hiring positions. We're a public entity, so it needs to be flown in the community, we need to post it, it needs to be on our website, all those things need to be followed, and if we know of 2 people that might fit the bill, then we should target and recruit them.
Encourage them to apply.
Encourage them to apply, yes.
So what happens, because you are handling our HR? Are you guys posting that job for us? Are you guys helping? I mean, as far as that posting and that sort of thing goes.
I would tell you, we're here to serve you. I mean, so you just have to ask us what you want from that. And everything on there is included, but I also don't think we need to be here and you're up in your stuff, making you do stuff. I know I reviewed a few things, but I think, well, it means if you want to hire someone, I would encourage you to go through Sherry. Because she'll just make sure it's all good. I mean, just like I happen to be, because we were talking about payroll, trying to get that set up. I'm looking at his contract to figure out so we make sure everything's right, and I'm reading, and it's antiquated because you hired him at a time when things were different and it needs to be changed. But I can just make the suggestion to Dave and Andy, hey, you might want to bring this to your board. It'd probably just be good for the district and the employee that this gets fixed. But we're just here to provide a service. I would just tell you whatever you feel like you need. If it's HR.
So do you have a normal, generic secretary, bookkeeper position application already put together that you can send and we can say, well, we don't need HR on that list and we don't need whatever?
So
I think a Sherry question, I think.
yeah,
Maybe
it would be on
something.
us to figure out what the duties are, and the city of Pendleton's not gonna have necessarily the job description for what we want, nor have the, X, Y, and Z on that. We have that. We already have that. We've
Yeah,
already
we already
flown it a
have-
couple times.
we
We can
have
edit that. That's super easy. That's not a workload. It's the process of, hey, did this get posted on the proper place? Did this get, pinning things on the bulletin board at the post office is probably a step, but we need to have it on our website. And so that's something that Jeremy's gonna have to do. And Sherry's gonna be able to say, hey, did you post this in the appropriate places? Did you advertise it for at least 3 weeks? And, because of the minimum it's gotta be open is 3 weeks. Did you follow the process when you hired this individual? Did you compare individuals, or did you interview to criteria, right? They're gonna make sure that we
Right.
follow all those processes, and that's
Right.
what HR, that's the service that Pendleton would
Right.
provide. I think it's something that we vet it to make sure that once we have the job description and the duties and the hours and the salary, that HR looks at that and says, yes, this fits.
You have everything.
You have everything that you need to go forth and submit it, make sure it's open for 3 weeks or whatever the process is. So that's where I think HR would really come right on for us. Yep.
I agree.
So post it. Start the process to get that.
It'll happen,
Well,
packaged together just as soon as
Okay.
possible, and then, I'll have Sherry vet it, make sure it's cool, make sure that it's acceptable or legal, and then the race will go.
Any other questions on that?
That's good.
I assume the hiring process includes a background check?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
we're talking about our finances, so absolutely. There is no, I promise, I'll do those things, I promise.
Any, any questions on report safety fuels vehicles that went around?
Nope.
No,
Any questions on the chief's report?
Nope.
Anything for the good of the order? Mark?
I do not have anything.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nobody's got anything for the good of the order?
I've got something that can,
I wish I had some.
please consider or start to think about.
Mm.
We've got to do something about that engine. It's older, and Bill has the engine on the far side of the vehicle bay.
Yep.
Torn apart. We just bought the parts for it, and the parts cost us $5,000. Nick from Hughes Fire gave us an estimate of about 30. So Bill has taken a lot of time. He's probably got 60 or 70 hours in that thing already. The pump is completely taken apart. I'm not advocating that the board buys a brand new fire engine because they're so expensive. But something newer, please be thinking about that. We could possibly get a loan and make a $50,000 debt service payment every year for 5 years or something to that effect. So just let it be something to think about.
You know, that one doesn't throw codes, Dave.
Pardon me?
That engine doesn't throw codes. It just starts up and runs.
I won't start now, but I just want.
Okay, I got what? You for policy?
Oh, I emailed this out today and I've got some copies here. This is policy instructions or suggestions, I should say, from Jared Husselman. And these are things that our policy manual doesn't specifically address, that since we have a CBA now, we need to have policies that back up these things. So, as I said, there's 12 copies here and I emailed them out, but if you want to take a look at them, please take a look at them.
Does anybody need one here?
I
You wanna
do.
pass it
We,
around?
staff does not make policy, but we suggest things to our bosses and
Yes.
then you make the decision. If you
It's
say,
pretty
This looks
straightforward what you've
Then-
proposed.
we can spend some more time on it, put it in policy format, and then get even more time, and then you can slap the table or say this needs more work or whatever.
I think that'd be good. I think. I initially looked through, but. I didn't have.
I mean, I think if this is something that's missing out of our current policy, I think it would be good to go ahead and format it like you would want it and send that to us. And then we don't have an extra step, you know, let's just,
Yeah.
Well,
That'd be good.
I just wanted to, I'm sorry, Matt, I just want to make sure that everybody was okay with
Yeah.
these things, because there's a couple things that we've never even,
sure.
this district had never even had before.
And we knew that when we adopted that, because we struck out some of those things, because we didn't have them at the time, knowing that we'd have to put some of that stuff back in, whether
Sure.
it's in that format or the employee handbook. And I think some of this stuff has the potential to go into contract language in the future, like, hey, this could be a contractual item.
All right.
It doesn't need to be in the policy manual because it's in the CBA. So, and some of that may blur through there. I do have one go back, and it's on this. We did not actually have a vote, so I would solicit the fire district officially on the MOU for the Stronger Together work group, and entertain a vote to join or declare that we won't on that larger picture countywide. So,
I move we join the work group.
okay.
A second.
Been moved by Chris, seconded by Mark. Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries 5-0. We'll get
I
this
move
signed.
to add you. Everybody vote quick.
I.
You said
I'm gonna send Christine in my place. She just volunteered to go in my place.
I got Ray that said he'd back me up if I couldn't.
I would, again, like I said before, if somebody has a drive, we're all busy. I know how busy everybody is. I understand that completely. We're all busy people. I do see the importance of this, at least seeing through the next few steps and what that looks like. I've been championing this concept for a while.
Well,
So
it's
I'm
the
willing
same
to-
thing that we did
Since
a
2020.
couple
Yep.
years.
Exactly. So I'm willing to step in and do that, folks.
I did put my phone number and my email at the very bottom. FYI, you might want to do the same, because I don't know who's getting these.
Sage, right? They're going back to Sage?
Well, he
Yes,
just had
I
mine
think so.
right. I don't know how he misspelled my name or the ending or what.
No, I'm just saying these forms that you guys are signing. And this is the thing, I think going back to communication, I think that I'll speak for myself. I won't put any words in anyone else's mouth right now, maybe later, but that if there's areas for us to plug in, I'd be more than happy to do that. But if you're asking for a commitment for the next 3 to 5 years from me, that I'm not willing to commit to. So I'm
know if
on
gonna commit to
board
it either.
and I wanna be a part of it, and if I'm able to attend meetings, I'm more than happy to do that, but. I think we picked really two great people to represent
I do
this
too.
group.
Yep.
You bet, just two.
Two more things?
I'll be real quick. I've got copies of an email from Chief Stanton over at UCFE1. His board met last night and he's got some comments about that. He gave me permission to share this email. There's an email thread of the chiefs and you'll see some name on here, but the main thing is right here, and Scotty's board, Chief Stanton's board is very positive about this. They want to go forward as well, so it's not as if we're the first ones through the wall. Tony's boss is Chief Pride's boss is really looking forward to this and wants more information, and he's eating it up, and it sounds as if Chief Stanton's board the same. So please, you're welcome to take a peek at that.
You know, that's interesting that the bigger districts have a lot of interest, because I actually see that it's gonna benefit us more in the long term. So
I
I'm
thank
really-
you for-
Well, it seems like
thinking
the
of it.
Right.
three big ones, which is Stanton, Tony, and us, the big groups are the three that are very much so on board.
Well, and tribal has a whole nother
just the
thing going
dynamic,
into
yeah.
all of that. I think
Yes.
that chief is. I mean,
But a lot of the other ones are their town,
yeah,
like Echo or Pilot Rock
Well,
or
Echo's a bigger district,
Little Tiny.
area wise.
Hmm.
The organizationally, it's UCFD1, Pendleton Fire, and then the tribe probably are the largest.
I don't know, our
Daily
map was
staffing,
pretty.
well, it's not that, it's the daily staffing. We've got 2 people
Oh.
on per day covering shifts. You know, Pendleton's got 7 or 8. I don't even know what Scott has,
Sure.
probably double that almost, maybe not. And the tribe's running 4 or 5 people a day.
Yeah.
So they have more skin in the game that way. But yes, this greatly benefits the smaller districts. And it doesn't work without everyone being part of that. I think the tribe is a little different. They don't have a board per se like we do. You know, so it's a little bit different entity. And so hopefully that continues to mature. The other thing that I see there that I heard more than once is this is as we've scaled our economy, you know, the economy's a scale, we've figured out, you know, that more staffing is better, and we have an organization, and they'll come right out and say that, and I've heard this multiple times with that, we're not here to have, you know, 9 chiefs and nobody working. Whatever that new organization will look like will be one organization tiered with the structure to function all throughout, but at the end of the day, it really could really benefit us if there's more dollars in our part of that to help with staff
Yeah.
versus overhead, right?
Mhm.
And I think every chief said this is about staffing and making sure that we're doing that. So,
and serving the communities. I
Yeah.
mean, to a level that
Yeah.
is where we're at or above.
And just to dovetail on what Matt said, this whole concept is about having less overhead and more boots on the ground, because the boots on the ground provides the service. That's the name of the game. If it can be done and done safe or as safe or safer with more people, then there's no sense in doing it.
so,
Well, and they did say a few different times again about it's not a matter of this is going to save us money necessarily. It could be the same amount of money, you know, so
Sure.
and I think some honesty going into that is good.
Yes.
This is gonna save you money, this is gonna be more efficient or higher service.
Yes.
Is what you're gonna get for those
Mhm.
dollars.
So said.
Mhm.
And
the last thing we need is somebody to think it's gonna save us money.
No.
I mean, and that's easy to get that perception when we're talking about one chief as opposed to 4 or 5, so
well, this is signed, I'll turn it into Sage,
put your blood on it too, please.
I'll try to find it tomorrow.
You could probably scan an email.
Probably could scan an email.
And then you can hang on to the original.
Yeah.
If you want it,
Does you wanna? Yeah, why don't you scan an
Oh,
email?
why did I say, why did I say something? You know
No,
what?
I've got a scanner. I'll scan an email. I'll take.
Perfect.
Take care of it.
Perfect.
I would
I want you happy.
entertain a motion to adjourn.
Yes, please.
Second.
Been moved, been seconded.
I'm in favor.
If somebody-
Sorry, I'm the slow writer today. Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? 2017.